Bruno, thank you very much for being here today. We're going to have a good conversation on ESG. You are the head of ESG Real Estate for Swiss Life Asset Managers. Before we start, can you tell us a bit more about your role and about Swiss Life Asset Managers, please?
Yeah, with pleasure. Thanks, Gustavo. So Swiss Life Asset Managers is the investment branch of the Swiss Life Group. Swiss Life Asset Managers has 250 billion Swiss francs under management, and Swiss Life Asset Managers France, where I head ESG for real estate, has 60 billion euros under assets under management, divided into securities on the one part and real estate on the other part.
Perfect. A few years ago, ESG in any of our events would be a big topic, and I would say more than a big topic, would be a new thing. Now, it's no longer a new thing. It becomes much more natural, part of the industry. But how do you analyze the current scenario for the ESG topic in the real estate industry?
Okay, it's true, that's not new anymore. It's in everyone's mouth. ESG is not anymore about making commitments, it's about showing results. This is a complete shift on the market, and what I can observe on the market is that on the one hand, we have even bigger expectations from all stakeholders, so investors, lenders, tenants in the real estate space, and on the other hand, portfolios are more and more stranded. Assets and portfolios get stranded, and for this reason, there is a bigger divide that happens between asset managers that are able to make progress, to show progress on ESG, and others that don't and just stick to their strategies and commitments.
And what do you see as the main challenges for the sector?
Yeah, at Swiss Life Asset Managers France, we have a very strong commitment on getting results, making decarbonization real. That's our first priority, along with other topics like climate resilience, for example. How do we do that? We do that by clearly identifying, prioritizing, budgeting, and implementing the relevant action plans. Of course, there are many challenges. I can name a few. First, having a good idea about the decarbonization potential of your portfolio is one. We address that by systematically screening our portfolio and estimate what's possible to do. But then showing what is economically feasible is important. That's the whole green value topic. And we really work hard on finding the right business cases and show where we can protect or even increase value to focus on those aspects. There are other topics like project management is a big thing. Like the teams are going to be, all real estate teams in an asset management company are going to need to be very involved if we want to deliver all those projects. That's also one of the main aspects. And commitments, like I talked earlier, it's not anymore about making commitments only, but making the right commitments. We need commitments that are, on the one hand, ambitious yet feasible, and on the other hand, commitments that are compatible with the expectations of our various stakeholders.
Perfect. Let's talk the EU taxonomy framework. Is this boosting the ESG investments or simply complicating guidelines for market players?
Taxonomy is the perfect example of how can we use a framework to make the right commitments. Taxonomy is, for example, the most favored way to prioritize projects for lenders. So lenders really think that taxonomy is the main value driver in the ESG space. This is not the opinion of the majority of deal makers. Yet, if you want to finance a deal, this can be important, and it's important that if the success of a deal or a success of a portfolio is really dependent on leveraging debt, then this should be included in the strategy.
Bruno, thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome. Thank you, Gustavo, for having me.